Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. The roadmap has been updated, so let us check out the changes. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for the support, it is truly appreciated. So we have a few changes to the various teams on the roadmap. Firstly, for the vehicle tech team, they have transitioned the work on Arena Commander, Star Marine and Theatres of War from Fire Sprite to the internal vehicle tech team, with the team now named the Arena Commander feature team, and they will have additional deliverables added to their schedule as time goes on. So I'm assuming then that since Sony took over Fire Sprite, they are no longer partnered with CIG, and all of their work is now coming over to the in-house teams. It would be nice if we could get a little announcement about this or some information as to what went on, but there you go. Next up, the Vehicle Feature Team and Vehicle Experience Team are now merging together, including all of their deliverables, which CIG says allows for a greater streamlining of production, and also just like the core gameplay pillar, this team's work is now direction driven by Squadron 42, so their features will be made for and proved out in Squadron first before coming over to the PU. Now I know they mentioned a while back that more teams will be following this direction, and as much as it'll slightly hold up the feature before it comes to the PU, I'm quite content for CIG to A, focus on getting Squadron 42 complete and then out the door, and B, I'm fine with getting the feature a little bit more refined than a tier 0, but of course I would prefer getting a feature in as soon as it's ready to be brought in, even in tier 0, but if it helps to speed up getting Squadron 42 out, then I'm all for it. And the same principle applies for the UI Tech and Feature Team. They have also merged and are now the Squadron 42 UI Feature Team. And again, they're Squadron 42 driven, so their work will come to Squadron first, get refined in Squadron, and then transition to the PU in less of a tier 0 state. Now there are a few new additions to the progress tracker which are for the Squadron 42 UI Feature Team, but applicable to both Squadron and the PU. And I suppose when it comes to releasing into the PU, it is more likely going to be 1 to 2 quarters around after the work finishes. On average, it's never a guarantee, as these features will get proved out and developed for Squadron first before making their way over. Now the first one being the AR and map marker system rework, which is converting these into building blocks, and this has 11 weeks work that began at the beginning of April and will complete around mid to late June. And I assume that this will be worked on to coincide with the rework of the map and radar system as well, which is set to be finished early July, but being able to place a marker on a map and then go back to it is just going to be game changing. Next up we have doors, airlocks and light panel UI, which involves creating new user interfaces for door panels, airlocks and the lighting panels, again using building blocks. So just like we can see for some of the more recent ships like the Crusader ships, creating internal control panels for all of these systems, and thanks to building blocks this only has 4 weeks work, which kicked off right at the end of April and will complete mid to late May. I'm also assuming that this will be firstly for any Squadron 42 related ship rather than all ships in the PU, with it then slowly transitioning to all the ships, but we will see as it begins to roll out. So the next new deliverable for the Squadron 42 UI feature team is the MobiGlas rework, which is again reworking the system to use building blocks, which will also allow for easier development of MobiGlas apps. Now this has 25 weeks work that began mid-January, so quite a way back, and will come to a close early July. This is quite a big one for me, as it will mean new apps can be integrated much quicker, like the bounty hunting app, or maybe a cargo manifest app for when the cargo refactor comes along perhaps. So a great feature that thankfully has its work finishing mid-year, and they can then start to expand on the MobiGlas features, as well as service beacons, getting all these various service beacons out. Now the final new deliverable is called Visor and Lens Rework, which is converting the helmet visors and lens, so I assume eye contact lenses, to building blocks again, for improved performance and flexibility. So another much needed conversion, and I hope that this will make it more like we are wearing a helmet and not just having UI floating in our faces. Now the work here lasts 11 weeks, which kicked off early to mid-April and so finishes mid to late June. So there you have it, that was the latest roadmap update. No changes for the 318 column just yet, just more focus changes to further support Squadron. And as I say, of course I would prefer to get these features in the PU as soon as they are kind of ready, tier 0 to get in, rather than holding them in Squadron and proving them out there. But anything that can get Squadron 42 out the door as soon as possible is a big win in my eyes, because I am very much looking forward to playing it, but also then having a focus shift to the PU. But that was the roadmap update. With that said, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. Also, come and hang out over at twitch.tv/supermacbrother. You are all more than welcome. We'll be live today playing some more 317. Hopefully, we are hours away from a live release. We will see. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. It does do the channel a big favor. And tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.